Welcome. I am Crystal Dawn, and this is an intro to Jyotisha, or Vedic astrology, Sidereal astrology. This is an image of what makes Jyotisha and Vedic astrology so different than tropical astrology. We can see Taurus and Gemini and Cancer and Leo, some of the signs that you're used to hearing and talking about, but we've also got Rohini and Ardra and Pusha and Ashlesha, these nakshatras, which I'll go into in a moment. So what is Vedic astrology? To me, it is a healing art. It's the art of creating meaning, of awakening this insight within ourselves by becoming the observer, by becoming the witness to your own life. It forms the eye of the Veda, and it heals through giving us new perspective, and it gives us the imprint, the birth chart, the planets and the stars, where they were aligned at the time of our birth. And this helps you know yourself better. It helps you to cultivate the inner light that we all possess. And Jyotisha means the light of God, and it's the spark that animates your existence. So when you get a reading, an astrology reading, you get this interpretation, this artistic eye, this vision of healing that kind of brings everything into alignment of mind, alignment of thoughts, alignment of emotions and actions. Astrology really speaks the language of the unconscious through signs and stories, through these symbolic meanings that help you make sense of the patterns in your life. And it gives you a record of observation of patterns, of astronomical events that have recurred over and over and over throughout the eons in these predictable patterns within the sky. And it was recorded in the language of myth and symbol. So in Jyotisha, we look at the 27 nakshatras, or the fixed constellations that really separate sidereal Vedic astrology from tropical Western astrology. And these are the 27 that 2 or 3 reside within each one of the 12, like I said earlier, Gemini, Leo. So these nakshatras are the light that can never be destroyed. They're the light that is also sound. They're called lunar mansions. The moon passes through each one of these constellations, and during your reading we'll look at your rising sign, the star rising on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. So which nakshatra was right at the eastern horizon. And Lagna is Sanskrit for rising up, and the rising stars represent so many things. Your ascending star sits in your first house, which determines your orientation to time and space. It's like being connected to Mama through the umbilical cord, to the universe. And your rising sign is your seat of power and the planets that are associated with it. It's your rising core essence, your embodiment as a whole, your highest life's purpose. And it's an imprint of your core expression and your personality. And it can signify your storehouse of gifts and talents and your distinct individuality of yourself as a whole. It's also, your rising sign is the impression that you give and the part of you that will never change. So this kind of central repeating pattern of your life is signified by the star constellation in your rising sign. And it is the most consistent aspect of yourself. So you can always count on the gifts and talents. You can always count on the extension of your soul onto the universe that is represented by your rising star. It's the light that rises up within you, the light from that star that was in the east shining upon you. It's your life force, and it animates your personality and preferences, your likes and dislikes. It is represented by your core essential nature, or your swadharma, and it gives you a starting point for your unique perspective, for how you see the world, people. It's your orientation. So in a Vedic astrology reading, you'll be asked to look at your life as the myth that you live by, and we'll look at the signs and the symbols and the important meanings that really can heal so much of thought, speech, and action. We do so through looking at the planets and their influences on our lives. And the planets are like the actors in the theater of the zodiac. They are like us. They live in and among us as the people we meet. They're like the bones of our body. And the planets can influence the way we feel and are your very self. We're each deeply and intimately connected to one planet, our planetary ruler, the chief guardian angel of your life, your planetary BFF, your protector and guide, and you find this out in your chart. So you also find out which planets are in which houses and which nakshatras sit with those planets in those houses. The houses are like these states of being, and it's like you're born, you come into the world as yourself in the first house, and then you kind of learn how to talk, and then you learn how to ask for what you want, and then there's just this growth around the circle through these states of being, these aspects of yourself, and it's the map of the zodiac. So like in 7th house, we would find information about partnerships, and everybody wants to know about relationships, right? And then job in the 10th house, depending on what planets and nakshatras are sitting in the 10th house, you're maybe given some insight into the best jobs for you. So I'm here to guide you. Your path is illuminated by a roadmap of the stars. This is a quote from Ambika Devi. I want to invite you to discover your Swadharma, your purpose, your planetary ruler, your mission, your planetary BFF, the deity that goes along with your nakshatra, your Shakti, the powers that you always have within you to keep you on track and in alignment. I want to help you see your strengths and tell you all the great things about yourself and show you how you can learn from challenges and help you discover your karma and what it is that you're here to do. So thank you for watching, and you can go to my website, consciouslovinglab.com, to schedule an appointment with me.